Hello, everyone. I'm Laurel, and I have a service dog named Candy. She's going to be 7 years old in January, and she helps me with multiple disabilities that I have. I have 24 different disorders, and she helps with 12 of them. I have spine issues, spine and bone issues, nerve issues, and muscle issues, along with psychiatric disabilities. She helps with other medical issues like my heart rate, my blood pressure, and my oxygen, because some of my medicines cause me to have, sometimes my heart rate goes up, sometimes it goes down. My oxygen level fluctuates, as well as my blood pressure. She alerts me by getting up on my chest and putting her paws on my chest, and then what she does is she'll tap me, or she'll, if I don't respond, she will start licking like around my ears, my eyes, nose. If I don't respond then she will bark and let me know that something's going on. And so then I'll check my heart rate and see if that's too high. I can do breathing exercise to calm down, or if I'm having a panic or anxiety attack, she can ground me with her little body on my chest, and it helps me to refocus and breathe after an event. She can also prevent it if she catches my anxiety or panic attacks early. She can prevent them getting full blown by, again, she presses her body on my chest, and then she puts her paws and holds me down. Even though she's 6 pounds, she can do that on my chest. I'm going to get her to come over here. Come here, Candy. Come here. I'll have her demonstrate. Candy, up. All right, hug. This is one of the things she does. All right, now if I cry, she will respond. So I'm going to fake cry, and hopefully she'll respond. Candy, look at mommy. Okay, mommy's okay. See, she's leaning on me, and she's holding me down. She's also licking around my ears. And where else do you get? And then when I say, Mama's okay now, I'm okay. I'm okay now. Jill, you never think my heart rate went up in my face and cried. Okay, I'm okay now. Mama's okay. I'm okay now. I'm okay now. All right, they're a good girl. So that's for like panic attacks, psychiatric disabilities. She also helps me when, like I said, if I get emotional, she'll help calm me down. She started naturally alerting to my heart rate and blood pressure whenever I would have anxiety or panic attacks, or just getting very emotional before I even get crying out loud. She can sense me starting to cry. Very, very subtle that people don't even see. They won't see that I'm getting emotional until I actually start crying. She can prevent me from getting upset like that. She also helps, like I said, with my heart rate. She's done tests in the doctor's office when the doctor had already did my vitals, and I'm in there usually about an hour, and my heart rate started going really high, which I didn't realize. Sometimes I don't even feel it in my body. And she got up from the floor and got up on me, and I was tasking, and I wasn't sure what she was doing at the time because, like I said, she does it for more than one. So the doctor checked my vitals again, and my heart rate went up to 200. My oxygen dropped down to about 80, between 75 and 80. My blood pressure was, I forget, it was super high. And so the doctor taught me some breathing exercise, and I couldn't leave till my heart rate and oxygen and all that were fine. So then they made me wait. Took about an hour because they checked every 10 or 15 minutes how everything was going. But they were amazed that not only she responded, but she did it in a very focused, calm manner. She didn't get upset or do something. Suddenly, she just calmly got up, held me down, and started licking my ears, around my nose, eyes. She does kiss me only as a last resort. If I'm not responding to any of the other things that she does. What else does she do? She when I have muscle cramps and contractions, sometimes both in the same muscle, she will get on there and when you're kneading bread and you're going like this, if you've ever worked with dough, she gets her paws and she will get on my limb, whatever it is, my legs, arms, whatever's having the cramp or the spasm, she will get on there and start kneading it like dough. And again, that helps. Sometimes her body weight, just laying on my legs, even though she's only 6 pounds, she can put enough pressure on it that it does help that muscle stop cramping or having a spasm. She also helps with the nerve pain when I'm having that numbness and tingling really bad. She will lean on that, whatever if it's my arm, if it's even my legs, or even when I've had pains in my ribs, which I thought were due to my spine or my muscles, and in fact it's sort of spine-ish, really is actually nerve pain in my ribs, and what it does, it makes me feel like I'm being crushed. So my oxygen level will drop, and again, she'll actually lay on my rib cage. Because usually when I start feeling that crushing feeling in my chest, I'll either lay back in my recliner or I go in my hospital bed. And what that does is then she gets on top of me and lays on my ribs. And again, that helps that nerve pain to dissipate a lot quicker than if she wasn't there to help me. She knows when I need to relax, and so she will tap me on my arm or my other part of my body because she knows that, again, I'm getting ready to have severe muscle cramp or nerve pain. And so by her telling me ahead of time, I can relax somewhat to help lessen the severity of the muscle cramps or the nerve pain. I also wear I wear knee braces, and I do have a back brace as well as my, I'm moving my chair back, along with back brace, leg braces. I use ankle supports. The ankle supports are store-bought because they didn't want to give me the high-tech ones since I've already got the knee supports. They didn't want me to be constricted too much. I do wear a special type of back brace that has a gel insert you can remove. You can heat it in water and it'll give you warmth. I can put it in the freezer and it doesn't get frozen, but it gets very cool. And again, depending what my problem is, I can either use heat or the cooling effect. The cooling effect is mostly like when I'm having a severe nerve pain and I feel like I'm on fire and my body just wants to lock up from that feeling. Other times, it's the other way. I felt so cold, and then putting a warm gel pack again helps my body to relax, because not only when I get those muscle cramps and the muscle spasms and all the nerve pain, it really does constrict my blood flow. So if I'm already having numbness and tingling and feeling cold, and then I get tense, it makes that blood flow even slower, which again, then my limbs literally are cold to the touch because of the blood flow being interrupted. So again, she helps by walking on the muscle to relax them, laying on my chest so my whole body relaxes and the blood flow can go. And she also does, what else does she does? With that nerve pain, she can even help with, like, when my hands are cramping up, she will actually grab my hand with her paw, and then I'll open my hand up as best. Sometimes it's so cramped up it's curled. She will lay on my hand until it uncurls. She puts her little belly on it. Candy, come here. Come here. Hold my hand. Come here. Can you hold my hand? Yes, good girl. Lay on my hand. Come on. Can you do that? Come on. Yeah, lay on my hand. Come here. She knows I'm not having a cramp right now. Okay, lay down. Down, stay. Yeah. Lay on my hand. Come here. You lay on my hand. Come here. Lay on. Yeah. Good girl. She's putting her head on my hand. Same thing. So sometimes she uses her hand, her head or her body. Come here. Yeah. Lay. Oh, come on. There you go. Lay down. Can you lay on my hand? Lay on it. Yeah. We haven't done this one in a while. You can lay on my hand. Lay on it. Lay down. Down, stay. Good girl. Lay down on it. Yes, good girl. So what she's doing is she's laying on that hand so that it doesn't cramp her. But she doesn't feel the cramp, so she's not going to stay as long. But when I'm actually having these problems, I don't have to prompt her on anything. She automatically does it on her own. She also lets me on my neuropathy because I can walk. I use a mobility scooter, but there's times where most of the time I walk around my apartment, or like if I'm in the grocery store, I can get out and walk a little ways to an item if it's too narrow to get my scooter. But she will let me know that my neuropathy is affecting one or both legs, so that I don't fall. She will nose bump my leg. If I don't pay attention, I'll take her little body and lean in on it, or she will get up and tap my leg to let me know, and she'll tap which leg, so I'll sit down so I don't fall. I was at the zoo with a friend, and I think I didn't have a scooter that time, but we weren't doing much, and there was some uneven pavement at the zoo, so I was walking, and I didn't realize it, but Candy started nose bumping me really firmly, and then she leaned her body in front of me, laid like on my shin bone while I was walking, trying to lay her weight against me. And my friend, even though I think she's trying to tell you to sit down, and I got ready to take another step, and I almost fell because I didn't pay attention to what Candy was doing. But so it's a learning experience for both her and I. She's well trained, but I don't always listen to her cues. Sometimes I think, she's just, being a dog, which she wasn't. Like I said, there's other times where I was at my husband's nursing home, and I was walking around in he had a private room, and I was doing some organizing of his stuff, and again, she comes over, and she literally sat on my foot and wouldn't let me pick it up to take another step, and so I then realized my leg was getting ready to fold up, and I grabbed onto my husband's footboard so that I wouldn't fall. But I did fall one time at the nursing home. Thankfully, I did not break my glasses, but I after laying down, I have to sit up, wait like 2 or 3 minutes before I get up. And so that's what I was doing. But I still, when I got up, she was letting me know to sit back down. And again, that was a time I did not listen to her. And so I went ahead and got up from the bed slowly. Even though I got up slowly and all that, I went down. Both legs had folded up on me, and I went face first into the floor. My glasses didn't break, but I did get a bruise on my right side around the edge of my glasses where I hit the floor, but the glasses didn't break. Around my eye, there was nothing damaged, no bone or none of that, but it was painful, and I literally had a black eye for a couple of days, and the nursing home had to write an incident report, even though I don't live there. My husband did. Any time a guest or anybody gets injured, they have to make that report. So they just said self-inflicted, which means it was my own fault that I had the problem. But yeah, I fell down and I got a bruise on my face. That's when Candy was she was about halfway trained then. So again, I was learning. I mean, she knew what to do, but I had to start learning how to read her little body language to tell me what she was trying to do for me. So yeah, I've now learned that if she's doing any of those things, nose bumping me, sitting on my foot, sometimes she will literally stand up on her hind legs and lean on me, and she will stare me in the eyes. In other words, she's getting my attention. Hey, I want you to sit down. Sometimes if I'm already sitting down and I want to get up, she would get on me again and stare at me with her paw on either side of my chest, and she's saying, hey, pay attention to what I'm saying. So I have learned a lot from her as well as she's learned from me. When I'm out in public, sometimes certain smells, certain sounds set off my post-traumatic, my PTSD. Mine is not from the military, mine is from traumatic experience when I was a child that I was abused, and the other was I was brutally attacked and nearly died about a year before I met my husband. And so I would wake up at night and have flashbacks of it. I didn't get upset as far as being scared, but I did feel the pain. Actually was stabbed in my back, and so it felt like my whole chest was crushing in, and my husband would have to, take care of me. But I didn't have a service dog at that time. I thought you had to have go through a program or get them trained by an organization or a program. I've now learned that you can train your own. But when my husband went in the nursing home was when I started really needing a service dog. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that I could have a dog trained at home myself. And then the other thing was that because he went in the nursing home, all my other pains really got so intense. I had more cramps, I had more nerve pain, I was stumbling some, and that's like I said, I started paying attention, like, well, why is she doing it? And I realized she was letting me know. So she naturally alerted to the first thing she naturally alerted to was my neuropathy in my legs. She also started knowing when I was getting ready to have a anxiety attack. It wasn't, but the panic attacks she started picking on up a little bit later, because she was still very young then. She was only about 2 years old, so she was still about, I'd say, I started when she was about 13 or 14 months when I got her, because that's when she started alerting. I think so. She was about 15 months, and this was when she was about 2.5 years old. And so, yeah, so she was learning how to get me to pay attention, and I was learning how to pay attention to her. And I have friends that are professional dog trainers and for service dogs, so they gave me a lot of information to help recognize what she was telling me and how to shape those natural abilities into tasks. And so, yeah, she's basically all she knows all her tasks. She's like I said, she does 12 of them. So she does all my psychiatric problems, from GAD to social anxiety to OCD. Yeah, that's the other thing. If I start scratching or itching, I can scratch a little bit here and there, and that doesn't get her attention. But if I'm scratching intense, anywhere on my body, whether it's my arm, my face, my neck, my legs, and the reason it's a bad thing for me, maybe besides normal people scratching and maybe leaving marks. I have eczema severely bad, so if I start scratching, even if it's not that hard, if I do a lot, like scratching frequently, she's looking now, so she knows. I'm okay, Candy. But when I start scratching, either really a long time, like a whole minute, or if I'm scratching deep, she will grab my hand with her paw and look me straight in the eye and let me know, hey, stop doing that. So no matter where I'm scratching on my body, if I'm doing it too much, she will lay on me. Usually it's about between 30 seconds and a whole minute. So if I'm just keep on doing that, I'm not trying not to get her to look at me, but if I keep scratching, she will interrupt that behavior. What else does she do? Oh, she does. The way I've got my medicine set up, I take them, especially in the morning when I need to have them working so I can get out of bed, because I take them, and then it takes about 30 minutes before I can really move around a lot. Prior to that, I'm just getting my pills and a drink, which sometimes I keep the drink right in the bedroom for me. But anyways, if I tend to oversleep, because I've got more than one alarm and I can sleep through the alarms, but she will wake me up because whenever she hears the alarm, or it's always set to her needing to eat, so she eats in the morning. She eats about 12-hour intervals, so she'll eat at between 5 and 5:30 in the morning, and then 5 or 5:30 in the evening. And she's pretty precise, so you're like, it might be 5:05, 5:07 in the morning, but she will normally it won't go past 5:15. So if I'm not up and getting my pills at 5 in the morning, like I said, she'll wait a few minutes, and then she will literally get on top. She sleeps with me in the bed. She will get on my chest or whatever part of the body she can get to, and she'll start licking again. My ears, around my eyes, my nose. Yeah, that's a creepy feeling. Have a tongue up in your nose. The mouth is the last thing, but she'll lick my mouth, face. She'll even lick around my neck, whatever. And then she'll tap me. If I don't, she'll keep tapping. The final thing she'll do, after she's done this for about 5 minutes, she will give me a bark. And that's to let me know, hey, get up. And so then I get up, I take my medication, and then I feed her. And so her food is connected to my needs of my medicine. Again, when I take a nap during the day, or if I'm just laying down, she will let me know it's time to take my medicines. Usually between 1:30 and 2 is when I take my next round of medicines. Again, that is tied into a treat for her. It's not a meal, it's just one of her homemade dog treats. So, again, she'll tell me, say, Mom, I need my treat. And so then I will get up and take my medicines and give her her treat, and that's her reward for alerting me. So she alerts to my medication, and then again that's tied into her meals, and then I eat at the same time. I eat breakfast. I always have food with my medicines because some of them really give me a lot of problems. I have a hiatal hernia, and if you're not familiar with that stuff, it's a hernia in your diaphragm, and any part of your stomach can pass through it. The tube that leads to your stomach, or the actual stomach, or both, get involved in that. It will pass through the diaphragm like that. It will stick up, and what happens on that, then it's constricting the food intake, and also it causes acid reflux, not just your run-of-the-mill heartburn, but it's also when I'm starting to feel like the food contents are going to come up, or I get that acid burning so bad it burns my throat and my nose, and then I start choking because that acid is coming up clear into my esophagus and then up into my nose. But she catches me before I get that point. What's bad is at night, or even when I take a nap during the day, I sleep at a 45-degree angle, but I can still have food contents come up while I'm sleeping. Again, that's dangerous because I can aspirate. She will alert me to that because when I'm sleeping and that acid is getting ready, it hasn't come up, but it's getting ready. I have a real low dry cough. I'll see if she'll do it now, because she knows we're just playing. But I just do like I'm clearing my throat, like, if you feel like you got something in your throat, so I'll go, you can't see her, but she was looking at me. I'm okay. I should have this candy at a better angle. I'm sorry. We'll see if I can get candy. Come here. Yeah, come here. You're gonna let me. Yeah, thank you, candy. Thank you. Okay, lay down. That's a good girl. But anyway, she will wake me up when I just have a little bit of that cough, and then that keeps me from having the acid come up, and then food contents, and I can aspirate. Basically, if I don't drown on it, I can end up with pneumonia with it. She did alert during the summer twice when I was having a really bad bout of that acid reflux. And she woke me up this time. Food actually did start to come up. I'm so thankful that it didn't go into the lungs, because when she woke me up, I ended up throwing up on the floor, and it was on my shirt and all that. But I'd rather have that mess cleaned up than to go down into my lungs. But she woke me up before it happened, and so, like I said, I didn't aspirate, which I'm so grateful that I didn't, because that could have either, I could have choked or drowned on the contents, or end up with pneumonia with the food, because food and acid does not belong in your lungs. So she does the acid reflux. She lets even me know when my hernia is active. So if I'm awake, if that hernia starts cramping up or causing spasms, it'll give me low oxygen, or it gives me not hiccups, but it gives me I'll keep having to burp when I haven't even eaten anything again, because that acid is churning around and the gas has nowhere to go, so I end up having to do a lot of burping. And again, sometimes that gets to be bad, because then irritates my esophagus, or it'll get that hernia flaring up, and it can spasm and hurt so bad that I can't catch my breath. So again, she will lay on that hernia. So she's very good on taking care of my medical, my physical, and my mental health. I'm so thankful that I have her. Like I said, she does tasks for 12 of my 24 disorders. I do have bones that have deteriorated and crumbled, and so I'll get pain in there. Like my ankles have multiple fractures, and sometimes when I'm sitting down, my ankle hurts so bad, and how she knows that my ankles are hurting. If I wiggle my ankle quite a bit because I'm trying to get the blood flowing in my ankles so they don't hurt, she will come and start massaging my ankle, not my foot, and she'll even try to put her weight on it. If I'm sitting down, she can. If I'm standing, she'll get me to sit down so that she can lay on my foot, and then that helps again with that pain. It helps with the pain, helps with the circulation. So she's just an amazing dog, and I'm just so grateful that ADA law allows us to, train our own service dog, because I was needing one prior to having her. I had another dog, but I didn't know. I thought you had to go through a program, which I'm so grateful that I don't. The only downside about that is there are people that do bring their pets in and pretend like they're a service animal, and that's a whole nother apple to talk about. But anyways, when you bring in a dog that's not trained to be a service dog in any business, it jeopardizes my dog's safety and mine, because if my dog gets distracted because she's trying to, they can't do protection because that's against something, she will alert me that there's a dog in the area that's not trained well. So she will, again, now what she does, that she does do a low grumble. I will not call it a growl, because she doesn't have that she doesn't have that aggressive voice. It's like, Mom, pay attention, there's a dog, 10, 15 feet away from us. So, like I said, it's more of a grumble under her breath. Because, like, service dogs cannot do any kind of protection. They can block the people from coming towards you, because, like, bigger dogs can get in between you and the person. But Candy will do. If somebody is trying to approach her, she will, if they're coming from behind, she will, if she's sitting on my lap, she will look that direction. If they're coming from the right or the left or straight back, she will let me know somebody's coming. And that's very helpful. And what she does is, Candy, look at Mommy. Look at Mommy. Come here. Okay, can you look? Come here. Look at Mommy. Look over here. Yeah. Can you look over here? Candy, look over here. Come here, look at Mommy. She's not, but if there was somebody behind me, she would let me know. Okay, that's good, Candy. I've had people reach over my shoulder and grab her, and because she's so well trained, she's not going to do anything even remotely looking like aggression. What she does do, though, she looks at me like, Mom, this person's, shaking me around. And I do have to say, look, that's a service dog, and you're interfering with her work and endangering her. And some people go, oh, I'm sorry, but yeah. So, yeah, she does, in her own little way, she can let me know that somebody's coming into my space. be it behind me or even in front of me, but all of a sudden making gestures that they want to come over and play with her rough. I don't get. She's either on my lap or she's on the floor of my scooter, or she's walking next to my scooter. And I've had people that when she's on the floor, or even on my lap, like you said, or walking, well, try to pet her, grab her, but she doesn't get aggressive. What she does do is look at me like, Mom, they're invading our space. But she is just so amazing. There's kids, which I don't get. If a parent, I've had parents stand right there within 3 feet of me, and their kid will come over and grab Candy's ears, pull her tail, poke her eyes. I had a little girl come over and take a treat out of her mouth, and the parents are standing there. I'm going, get your child. They're just looking and smiling like, oh, that's okay to do. They ought to be glad that she's so well trained because, many pets will resource guard, meaning that they'll protect their food and they can be aggressive, but because she's trained so well, she will not do that. She will actually let, the person or even another dog take a treat away from her, and she won't. Of course, she's going to be sad, but she's not going to do anything aggressive. I had a friend that had a service dog that she was training, and she had to wash him, and that means that he was no longer a service dog because he started a resource guard, and that was a problem. And so she has him at home. He'll do service tasks for her at home, but she doesn't take him in public. She has another dog that's her service dog. It's a lab. But anyways, she doesn't bring him out in the public because of resource guarding. And so Candy doesn't do any of those things. She doesn't resource guard. She doesn't do any protection other than alerting me that someone's coming. And especially at night, it's nice. She will not let anybody come. I'm serious about the length of a football field. If there's anybody outside, our apartment building is very long, so if they're at the one end of the building, our building is, let me see, I believe it is 150 feet long, but she will let me know if there's whether it's a human or sometimes the deer come out, and I'll not even see them because there's big wooded areas. It's a county park right next to our building. And I won't even realize there's something out in the woods. It could be deer, it could be owls. We even have coyotes in the wooded area, and she will sense them, even though they're not making a sound. I don't hear the leaves rustling or a branch being walked off, but she will know that. She will know, like I said, when any person is walking, she will let me know, even when she knows the sounds of most of the cars that live in this building. And I think that is just so neat that we have about 60 different vehicles that park in our parking lot. And then during the day, we have employees that work here. But it's amazing, she knows each of their car or truck, or the one gentleman drives a motorcycle. So she knows all those sounds. And if there's a vehicle, even I was laughing because one time she was alerting me, kind of grumbling, and it was because the police were coming up here just to do, make sure everything is safe in our building, driving through our parking lot. But she knew they were coming before I could even see them. And I have a clear view to the end of the parking lot. But she alerted me to their car. And I thought that was so funny because she didn't know the police were in that car. She just knew it wasn't a car that belonged in our parking lot. And that's the other thing. Firemen and police do not frighten her. Because I live in a building with many handicapped people, and you're either handicapped or a senior or both. And so there's 182 apartments. There's a few married couples, but when you're older or have health problems, one of the spouses dies. So most people is single adults, but there are about 10 married couples in the building. So we have, close to 200 people that live, and she knows them all. She even knows their families, so she doesn't alert me to them unless it's at night when my guest is coming to visit. But she doesn't. She knows everybody, but if a stranger is coming, and she will let me know. Like again, we have two sets doors. We have the inner door, and then I think about 6 feet farther in is another door where you use a key fob. But if I'm scanning my key fob and somebody's going to be coming in the building, they're generally down by the ramp, which is about 25 feet away. So she will let me know within 30 feet that somebody's coming into our building. So that's the other thing she does. She alerts me to people that are going to either approach us or that we don't know. She does know how to take me back to my scooter because, like I said, sometimes when I'm shopping, sometimes I will walk a little ways just to stretch my legs because sitting too long is not good for me either. So I'll walk down the aisle a little bit, and then sometimes I'll even go around the corner, and then if there's an incident like people arguing, fighting, will set up either one of mine. I have two different post-traumatic PTSD, and so if that goes off, what happens is I get so upset, I get confused, not mentally like I don't know what I'm doing, but more of, oh, where did I leave my scooter kind of thing. I don't say it, but I'm thinking like, where's my scooter? Thinking this, and she knows how to take me back to my scooter. Again, she will nose bump my leg, and then I got a hands-free leash, I'll just let her go. That's the only time she gets to walk a little bit ahead of me. She will lead me back to the scooter so I can sit down and calm my body down, or my legs get ready to let her up and get ready to fold up again. So either my PTSD will flare up, or if I'm having numbness and weakness in my leg all of a sudden that I'm not even aware of, any other things, cramps in my leg, she will take me back to my scooter, which I trained her to do. She also knows how to behave with the firemen. About a year and a half ago, I was, I was out on my scooter and it broke down, and it was about not quite a block away from my home. And it was 100-degree weather. This was early spring, but once in a while we have really hot days. And so the heat index made it feel like it was 105 or whatever. So my scooter completely died. I was needing a new one. That one was like about 10 or 11 years old. So I was able to put it in manual and get under a tree. But I did call 911 and explain what was going on, and that I needed to get out of the heat so I wouldn't get sick. And so the fire department came with the sirens going and all that. And then they came and were checking my vitals and said, yeah, that I needed to get out of the heat. They could tell I was flushed and that. And so I wasn't aware that whether it's fire or police or any kind of rescue services, they do not usually take whatever mobility device, whether it's a power chair, a scooter, a manual wheelchair, it gets left at the scene, and they would take my service dog, but they wouldn't take the scooter. And we have a van service in our building. It's just Tuesday through Thursday, and so he happened to be coming by, and so the firemen flagged him down, and so they helped put my scooter into the van, and then they helped me up into the van as well. And so Candy's standing right next to me, and they're helping me get these 2 steps into the van, and I can't normally do steps, but she allowed these 2 big old firemen with all their stuff on to help me into the van, and she wasn't scared of them, or they actually pet her and stuff. That's the only reason I let any kind of emergency staff pet her, and so she won't be frightened of them or feel insecure with them. So she actually enjoys the firemen and the policemen, even in the hospital. If I'm just coming out of a doctor's visit, I'm going to get my prescription. There's a little hallway I have to go if I feel overwhelmed or whatever. Candy will pull me towards the security guard so that I can tell them, what's going on. So she's not afraid of any of those kind of people. So most of the people in uniform, she pretty much trusts will take care of me. But like I said, she is an amazing dog. She's a long-haired Chihuahua. And like I said, she'll be 7 years old, January the 26th. So I got her when she was 13 months old, almost 13 months old, and maybe a little bit older. Anyways, so this elderly couple, the husband was sick all the time anymore, so they couldn't. His emphysema got really bad, and they wanted Candy to have a good life. So I adopted her, but it was not through a program. It was just like I said, they had her on eBay, wanting to rehome her, and so I said only if I got to check with the vet. And so I talked to the vet on the phone. They gave me a certificate, and I know what a legitimate certificate, a good bill of health. So they were saying that she was not only physically healthy, but that she was not an aggressive dog. So they gave me that, and that's when I decided to take her in. So I paid $150 for her, and she has just been such a wonderful blessing. So I said that was pretty good to get a living, breathing creature that's a piece of medical equipment. But she literally has been a lifesaver, and so I am just so thankful and so overwhelmed with gratitude that I have her as my service dog, because I don't know what I would do without her. I mean, she's done so much for me. She also can find my phone. Sometimes I leave him, like when I'm doing my artwork, or I try to keep him in only 1 or 2 spots, but I'll forget sometimes when I'm on my scooter. I'll leave it in this basket, and usually there's stuff buried on it and stuff. But I'll say, Candy, where's where's mommy's phone, and she will take me to the last place I was at, whether it's my scooter, my art area. I've even left it in the kitchen, and I'm not knowing where it's at, and so she will take me to where my telephone is. She can press the buttons for handicap, like I'm in my scooter and I have nerve problem, so I can't hit that button that hard. But between me putting my hand on and Candy using her two paws and her weight, we can press that button to get it open. And so she does that as well. Candy, can you say hello? Look, say hello. Look at Candy. Yeah, say hello. Yeah, can you say hi? Okay, I guess you want to go. Go ahead. You can go lay down. But, she's let me know that it is time to eat. I a little snack this morning, but it wasn't a full meal. She knows I didn't eat that much. She knows I usually sit down with a plate or bowl, and I didn't do that. I just ate some little bit of something this morning. I think it was a piece of toast. So she's let me know I need to go eat, and she needs to eat. So I will do another video later on today. So thank you for whoever's on here watching the video. And please ask questions and comment on any thoughts you have on Candy and how she helps me with all my disabilities. And I do thank you all for watching this video. I'm going to end it now because I'm getting really dry because I drank liquids, but again, I have to keep drinking a lot of liquids because I take allergy medicine as well. So thank you all for watching this video. All right, bye.